Okay, what is up, people? Welcome back to another stream. Hope everyone is doing good this Tuesday morning. As always, guys, if you are enjoying the content, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And of course, make sure you do go and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. Make sure you do check out the Discord channel to Elevating Traders if you haven't done so already. The link to that is at the top of the chat. There will be discount opportunities there closer to launch, so make sure you're in that so you don't miss out. And of course, join in discussions about different trading opportunities with other traders. But guys, hope everyone's doing well. I haven't seen too much movement in the market. Yen pairs are looking a little bit strong, so a bit of yen weakness in the market. Indices have been pretty bullish. So we have seen, well, USD not so much, but we have seen at least the yen weaken, JP225 push up. So it's been a bit awkward, but I'm still looking for the shorts there on the yen pairs. What is up? Nkeba, welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. William, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Took a position on New Zealand yen. Okay, we'll have a look. See, I'm still eyeing up New Zealand yen from roughly the same price. So we will take a deep dive in that. Brian, what is up? Good morning. Hope you're well. Good morning, Nkeba Trader. Hope you are doing good. So yeah, we are seeing a bit of a push to the upside for the yen pairs. New Zealand yen still looks good because we're still trading at that same area, which I was trading from last week. Lovely level of daily support, which of course now is flipped as resistance. Well, we're at least expecting it to be, and potentially to see a bit of a move to the downside. The market has been very, very corrective on its way up, so that's led me to believe there's a good chance of us forming a lower high and possibly seeing a move to the downside. So that's the idea with New Zealand yen shorts. We're coming back into the area for the third time now. We had the first test over there, maybe it's borderline second there, but a second there, and now the third test of that area. So before I do get short myself, I'm going to wait to see if I can get some clear rejection of that high, of that level, before I do get into any shorts like I did last week. But the idea is still the same, looking for the retest for move lower. I still do like how price is moving in this ascending channel because it means that price is still very corrective, and we would expect price to eventually take a breather. But we'll see. We'll see. Of course, nothing is guaranteed. We could potentially break above the high. So that's where my confirmations will come in. But in terms of where it's trading, it's a really nice level. We respected it very well. Support previously over there, and of course on the daily as well. So it definitely is a nice area. Now it's up to New Zealand yen to see if we're going to reject this area and see some downside. I'm looking across the board for other yen pairs. You can see Euro yen, bit of a pop to the upside. Aussie yen likewise, dollar yen a little bit as well, Swiss yen a little bit. And looking at the Japanese index as well, that one's seen a little bit of upside. Nothing crazy. We're still kind of moving in correctively as well, similar to New Zealand yen, but a bit of a move up. So still looking for something like that. As long as we don't break the high, that's the move I'm looking for. If you do break the high, then probably still will see a down move at some point, but I would expect a lot more upside to follow. So yeah, New Zealand yen still looks good to me. Still looks good to me. I'm looking to see if I can join you, William, in that position in some shorts. Just need to wait for some confirmations before I do take the trade. But out of the yen pairs, New Zealand yen to me looks the best. Pound yen's not bad, but it's just kind of ranging. So if you're looking to short the high, you're basically looking to play the range. If you do get the breakout, great. But you could keep an eye out for some shorts here for pound yen. They make a lot of sense as well. And again, if the yen pairs do take a dive, they all do take a dive together. Of course, at different paces, but they tend to move the same way. So all you're looking to do essentially is find the better pair to trade and trade that one. But pound yen's in a nice area for a short as well. If we were to reject that area, CAD yen coming back into resistance as well, could see some downside as we approach that level. So some of these yen pairs are coming back into some nice levels of resistance, levels I was talking about yesterday and at the start of the week on my weekly analysis. So yeah, looking interesting. What is up, Philip? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. I am doing good, doing good. Hope you're well. Hey, good morning, Finesses. Long time no see. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Indices, yes, we'll discuss indices. They've been pretty bullish. Pretty bullish. I think US 30 just created new highs just about. Yes, it did. So Dow Jones piercing the high, US 500 not quite, Nas still very far away. But I do think, generally speaking, that the indices will keep pushing up higher in general. So I'm very, very bullish on the indices still. Dow Jones has made the new high, but I think S&P and Nas will follow suit behind it. It might just take a little bit longer, especially for Nas. But yeah, I do think more upside awaits us. I like how we've had a really big sell-off, but as soon as we had that big sell-off, the market completely reversed. So that kind of tells me that this sell-off was a little bit dramatic, and especially with the weekly chart showing all that rejection, it does look like the market is now printing another higher low. And if that is going to be a higher low, you expect to see a higher high, or at least price get back to one of its previous highs, which is this one at 2,500. So I'm expecting NAS to keep pushing up higher. We've just taken out some resistance, some swing high here. So maybe we do go through a bit of a correction, but the bigger move for me is likely going to be to the upside. So just about looking at timing, execution. This is a nice area which I pointed out yesterday. I also talked about the break me test of the high, which looks good as well. It's just about catching that buy at the right moment, because we've really had a big move. So the market might want to retrace, or if there's still too much momentum, maybe we just fly and catch a retest there. But either which way, looking at buying opportunities for NAS and expecting us to push back into the swing high. I mean, S&P were almost there anyway, so this one's a bit more tricky. But yeah, I would expect to see some higher highs very, very soon. I mentioned yesterday that this could be a nice little level to buy from, which we didn't quite get to, but we might still. Potentially New York, we still could get one more sell-off to the downside, and then potentially get that buy opportunity. Because what we are still seeing is these higher lows, and this is not a bad place for another one. So again, the idea is to try and find those dips, expecting the market to push higher. I think there's a very high chance we do see new highs past that swing high. So if you can get into some buys before that, you're probably going to be in a good situation. But yeah, very, very bullish on S&P, very bullish on NAS. US 30 still bullish on, but now that we have hit the high, it's a bit more difficult for me to now look to buy this one, because we're back at the swing high. Yes, we probably might still create some new highs, but it's not really the prices that I want to be buying at least for S&P, at least for NAS. We still got a reason to head higher, to go and take out the high. With US 30, we've kind of done that job. We've ticked that box. So yeah, I probably still expect this one to go high as well, but we're going to be trading right into major resistance. So not the best buys for that one, but S&P still looks good, and NAS has still got a long way to go. So I like the situation there for the indices, and I'm still pretty bearish on the USD as well, so that should help. What's up, Alice? Welcome to the stream. Hope you are well. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So yeah, with the DXY, I'm still pretty bearish on. We've had a bit of a reaction at that level, but nothing really to scream about. As you can see, really big support here on the daily chart, 1, 2, 3, and now we've come back into a fourth. I do think the market will break through this area and eventually come back to the swing low there, similar to what Euro USD is doing. We'll take a look at that in a moment. But we might still get a bounce. We might still see something like that from the DXY before maybe a bigger move down. At the moment, not looking too likely. We're seeing a lot of momentum right now on the dollar. Had a bit of a correction kind of Monday into Tuesday morning, and we're kind of spilling over to the downside right now. So, I mean, who knows? This momentum might just last for a couple of hours and then price looks bullish. But all I can say right now is that I'm still pretty bearish on dollar. I think there's a good chance we do get back to 99.5, which is that next swing low. So it's either we have a bigger push and then move down. I like this area here, or we just keep falling. Depends what dollar wants to do. But yeah, if dollar is going to keep falling, then that should help the indices keep rising. That should help Euro USD, Pound USD keep rising. You can see pounds already breaking higher. This one's been so bullish. We did see a bit of minor downside yesterday, but it didn't really amount to much. And now price is already creating new highs. So again, I've been wanting to find a decent pullback for pound, but it's just been so difficult to do that because the market's been so bullish. So yeah, it's just been so bullish. Same with euro, really. Although euro has been a bit kinder, but I've missed out on some of those moves. And then yeah, USD CAD keep falling too. So yeah, dollars very weak at the moment. What's up, Tom? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Hey, that is spot on, to be fair. It is in the office for elevating trades, getting it prepped up and ready. So it's not finished yet, but you will see the finished product soon. But yeah, it is in the office for elevating traders, so very excited for that. And hopefully it should be ready soon. But yeah, new settings, new layout. Is anyone in any positions at the moment? I know William's already shorting New Zealand yen. And hopefully I can look to join him if I do see some rejection. I mean, we are seeing a bit of downside here. I have to see how that goes. We don't really have a lot of news this week. I went through the news yesterday. A very tame week. I think there's Euro CPI at some point. GDP for CAD maybe, but nothing crazy. Nothing that will scare me away from trading. To be honest, we've got NFP next week, so keep an eye out for that. But for this week, pretty much green lights all around. Of course, the news can still move the market, but for my trading, it's not really too much of a big deal. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on New Zealand yen. In terms of my watch list, New Zealand yen, Aussie yen are kind of the yen pairs I was talking about yesterday, the ones I like the most. I think I probably like New Zealand yen a bit more than Aussie yen at the moment because Aussie's just very sideways. But if Aussie was to push back into the higher, I may look to try and take a trade there if I'm not already in New Zealand yen. If I do get a trade New Zealand yen, then I'll forget about Aussie. In terms of the dollar pairs, again, it's difficult. It's difficult because it's just so bullish with them. The idea for euro is to push back into the swing high there. I'm expecting something similar for the dollar, back into the swing low here. So the inverse of each other. I think there's a good chance we see those moves. But what I wanted from euro was that bigger pullback, which could still happen. Still very much could happen. It looks like the market is retesting some areas here. That could still happen, but again, it's a waiting game. It's a waiting game to see if it will. Not really interested in the lower time frame areas because if you are looking for a retest here, it is a good area. Don't get me wrong, but it's more in a shorter time frame, shorter term perspective, as in a pushback to the high is kind of what you're after. Anything more than that is a bit more of a bonus. So a push back to the higher looks good, but that's kind of where you want to lock in some gains, just in case the market does come back down, because the market is quite stretched at the moment. Same thing for pound, very stretched at the moment. Even though we keep pushing higher, it's just looking for a swing. I need to see a bigger pullback. Looking at UJ potential shorts on the 4 hour. Okay. Spot on 50% on the fib. Nice. Okay, I'll go take a look at dollar yen. I'm thinking of shorting pound CAD. Okay, we'll go discuss pound CAD 1.7211. While you're taking this, I will discuss. I'll discuss pound CAD. Brian, spot price is a very scary place. Hey, appreciate it, my man. Yeah, I mean, I think it's scary because a lot of mismanagement, really. I think that's why it's very scary, because of the mismanagement. I think there is a lot of longevity in the business, in the idea, because you can see across the board the past kind of 6 years, a lot of traders, have kind of made their name in the prop space, and without the prop firm model these days, it would be a lot more difficult for people to find that kind of that kickstarts their trading career that they need in terms of capital. So there is a big need for it. It's just in terms of managing it and make sure the business is set up for the long run and correctly. That's where the difficulty lies, and that's where a lot of mismanagement lies. So that's what I'm trying to focus on with my prop firm. But yeah, it has been a very turbulent space. That is very clear for everyone to see, unfortunately. William question, do you ever sell at the roof after it's being validated? 8% of it going down, and why pulling back almost you move up? What do you mean sell at the roof? Do you mean like the top of a move, or trying to catch a reversal? Yeah, I'm not too sure what you mean by roof, William. Are you talking about reversals or something like that? Mean reversion? Arsana, we'll take a look at CAD Yen, no problemo. Okay, so I'm going to go through UJ, Pound CAD, and we'll take a look at CAD Yen as well. For example, resistance on NZD, like it's hit it 3 times. Okay. Okay, so you're talking about just like selling at, point of resistance where the market has respected the area a few times. Yeah, I mean, there is a play in that. Of course, you're basically looking for mean reversion. Prices hit a level which has rebounded a few times. There's a good chance it will rebound again. I never really look to take a trade like that. I'm always waiting for my confirmations. I'm never really looking to try and trade range plays. I mean, sometimes I do if it's kind of like pro within a bigger trend. I might entertain it. But that's never really been my go-to. I normally like to take the first or second test of a level. That's normally where my best trades lie. Sometimes third or fourth, yes, but that's more on the rare side of things. But yeah, you're right. When price is rebounding and creating a range, there's a good chance we are going to react to that same area. How far we go, that's a different question though, because we could react, see a couple candlesticks down, and then suddenly the price is bullish again. So I think if you're looking for like a quick scalp, maybe scalp's not the right word, but just a quick reaction, quick rejection of that level, I think you probably have a decent win rate there. But I wouldn't start to try and build swing positions from it. I mean, you can always leave small positions to run, but I think it's more of a reaction trade rather than the swing. But again, there's still profit to be made there as well. But yeah, I don't really trade like that, but I think I understand what you're talking about. Okay, so we'll go through. What's up? Follow the trend. Welcome to the stream. Hope you are well. Let's go for you, Jay. You said 50% retracement on the full hour. Okay. So I think I know what you're talking about. This leg here. There we go. So yeah, we have pretty much come 50%, and we are coming right into this area. Not a bad place to short. Like I said earlier, a lot of these yen pairs have hit some levels where we could see some downside. New Zealand yen in particular, UJ as well, CAD yen as well, Aussie yen roughly, pound yen definitely. We have seen a bit of a move to the upside for the yen pairs, and a lot of them have come back into areas of resistance. So yeah, I think this is a nice short. I think this is a really nice short. Where it's located, come back to retest that area, stop loss above the high. It makes a lot of sense. We're still seeing really nice momentum in these bearish moves here too. So I would expect price to eventually end up at that level. And if that's the case, you expect these areas to hold as well. Again, I would wait for my rejection, but it looks like price is starting to reject that area pretty well. So that could end up being a really nice short back to the swing low, maybe the swing low there as well if you want to target that. But in my book, that looks like a nice short. I prefer New Zealand yen because the risk reward looks a little bit better with that one. This one gets moving. There's a long way to go. But again, it's another yen pair. If New Zealand yen is going to make a move like this, there's a good chance dollar yen is going to make a move like that, similar move as well. And maybe on paper, dollar yen might actually be the better trade in terms of the current strength and weakness of everything, because dollar is a little bit weak at the moment, weaker than NZD pretty much. So it might actually be the better trade because they're here and now. But yeah, I would still expect downside. And I think in terms of confluence, it's come back to a really nice area there as well. So yeah, I definitely second that on UJ. Okay, so we'll go take a look at pound CAD next. CAD yen as well, Aussie yen. So we'll go through a bunch of yen pairs as well. What is up? Follow the trend. Welcome to the stream. We'll take a look at GU. It is about approach some major resistance. I do think it's kind of time for a bit of retracement for GU for pound USD. It's been way too bullish over the past kind of couple of weeks. So a bigger retracement is expected, but emphasis on the expected. We could still see another few days of upside before it does push down, but we'll go over GU in detail. US 30, USD CAD, dollar CHF. We'll take a look as well when we just go through the yen pairs. After I go through pound CAD. So yeah, with pound CAD, you said you're looking for a short from 1.7211. What's my take on this? Okay, so if you're looking at pound CAD, we have approached a major level resistance where we could potentially see some downside. I mean, previously here, big moves to the downside, could see another one. And if you scroll back, this has been a pretty big level for a while now. So that's the major resistance where we could see the market topple. The trend is very much up, so it's still very consistent with the higher highs and higher lows. And for all we know, we could actually break through this as well. So that is definitely a possibility. If you're looking to short, we're not in a bad area. If you're looking to short up high, you said you're looking to short from 7211. Let me mark that into the chart. Are you sure 7211? Or is it 7711? 7211 is all the way down there. Is that your target? Oh, okay. You're looking to short pound CAD down there. Okay. I thought you're looking to short from here, but that's your target. Yeah, it's quite a big target to be fair. You're looking at a pretty big move, pretty big swing. 600 pips there. That's no small move at all. I mean, it's coming to a nice area. What time frame are you looking to trade this on? I don't know if that's a typo as well, but let me know if it is. But yeah, that's a pretty big swing. I think in terms of like the higher time frames, there's a good chance we could get there since the market has respected that area on multiple occasions. If we were going to reject it again, not a bad possibility of a swing like that. But the trick is stop loss placement. We could still push up a little higher first and then see that move. So the stop loss might have to give yourself a bit of room to factor that in. But yeah, let me know what time frame you're shorting that on for such a big swing. I think in terms of the area of trading at, shorts make sense. But for looking for such a big move, you definitely want to be managing that trade along the way, taking partials or trading a stop at least, because there's many areas where price could suddenly turn bullish and push against you. And given the fact that the current trend is still very much to the upside, we could still easily break through this as well. So it's not a bad area for a short, bad level for a short, but I think the best case scenario is managing the traders as you go, as price moves in direction, because there's many areas where price could reverse against you. But in terms of the level, it makes sense. But yeah, I think the target's quite optimistic. But of course, if you've got a plan behind that, if you've got a setup behind that, then your target's there for a reason. Respect it. But yeah, so it's a really big move there. 600 pips is not a small move in pound CAD. Okay, so we'll go through some yen pairs first, and we'll discuss GU as well. So yeah, with CAD yen. So yeah, CAD yen also came back to a nice level of resistance as well. As you can see, the market has respected their area on multiple occasions. Lovely resistance over there, 3-4 times there as well. I was talking about this area as a sort of head and shoulder pattern. So you got the left shoulder over there, you've got the head over there, and of course the right shoulder, which is brewing up quite nicely. We're back there again at resistance. Not a bad place for a short. Again, you can kind of look at this as range play. The market has rejected the high on multiple occasions. We're back there again. We could see a move back to the low of the range, and that could be a really nice trade. In fact, if I get the Fibonacci out, I can mark the 50% of the range, which is around here. And this could be a really nice first target. So as we approach the 50%, you can lock in some gains over there. And then if you get to the low, you can lock in maybe the rest of your gains. And then maybe you can leave a small position to run if CAD yen does want to break lower, because there is downside potential there for CAD yen, back to 105. It's a big level of support. This looks to be a little high. So I would expect to move like this for CAD yen. But of course, many things could happen, which is why managing the trade could be a smart move. But yeah, with CAD yen, I do like these areas, really nice areas for targets or for partialing out. It's up to you. But in terms of the location, back at resistance, solid rejection. We'll see how that candle closes in the next 25 minutes. It could look a lot different, but so far we're seeing some nice rejection. And yeah, I would expect to see some downside. Aussie yen I like as well. Like I said, I prefer New Zealand a little bit more, but it's in a nice area. If it was to come back to the high of the range, so nearer 98.827, I feel like that would be a solid place for a short. Reason being, you can get nice stop loss above the high. And again, in a similar situation where you're taking advantage of the range, short the high of the range, you look at the low of the range, maybe 50%. You look to take some partials or move a stop loss to break even. That will be up to the trader. But yeah, in terms of Aussie yen, nice place as well. If I zoom out, you can see we're coming to a really big level on the daily chart. Swing high over there, resistance there as well. And now it's stalling at that same area. So we could be seeing a big reaction if all goes well. But we're not quite there yet, though. I want Aussie yen to push up a little bit higher, back to the high of the range, and then get a move. But yeah, in general for the yen pairs, I'm looking for downside. It's just up to the yen pairs if we're going to get it or not. But we are seeing some nice rejection there. Okay, so we'll take a look at US 30, and then we'll go for pound USD, and then we'll go for US 30 and USD CAD and USD CHF. Okay, 1.76211. That makes a lot more sense. 76211. Okay, that's around here-ish. So yeah, that's a bit more realistic. I can see, of course, it's still a pretty big move. You're still probably looking at a couple of hundred pips from current price. Yeah, about a couple hundred pips. So still a pretty big move. Still want to manage that as well, because that's still a really nice swing. But yeah, from the area we're talking about, it's a solid level. Price is rejected there on many occasions, and it's a big level from a daily, weekly perspective. So the downside potential is there. But again, higher time frames have been very bullish for pound CAD. Still seeing a lot of momentum. So because you're going to go against that, you want to make sure you're managing a trade either by trading stop loss or have a few areas, 2 or 3 areas where you can lock in some gains on the way down. Because you very much be in a situation where we do see a nice move, but then that trend kicks back in and price moves against you. If you're a pro trend, you can probably be a bit more loose with your trade management because you know that the higher time frames are in your favor. But when you're going against it, you do want to protect yourself. Okay, so we'll go through GU, US 30, dollar CAD, Euro, NZD, dollar CHF as well. New Zealand rejecting heads up. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, we are seeing a bit of rejection there. I need a bit more than that, but I like the wick there, I must say. I like the wick similar to the wick we had on Friday. Nice rejection there. Let's see if we can keep that up. Again, the idea is for us to hold this level. So as long as we're staying below the trade opportunities on, if we do see a strong close above, it's not necessarily the opportunity is gone, but it just means that that level has been broken. So I need price to kind of break back below for me to be excited again. But yeah, so far we're doing a good job holding. I can see for a lot of the yen pairs across the board, we're seeing a lot of rejection. CAD yen, pound yen, not so much. New Zealand yen a little bit. Euro yen, some rejection there. So we are seeing a bit of weakness for the yen pairs the past hour or so. Anywho, let's take a look at GU. So yeah, GU is just pumping hard. A few people looking to sell GU yesterday, and again, I understand the reason being because it's just been so bullish, so expecting it to retrace, and I would still expect it to retrace. I'm still very bullish on pound USD, but I'm looking at the market right now, and I would expect it to retrace as well. But selling at such a bullish market has never really been my play, so I'm only going to be looking to buy. I would like to see bigger pullbacks, retest the high here. That would be very nice, or even retest the high there. I've marked on a big weekly level at 1.33, which is this level here, where price could be working towards before bigger retracement. We've already smashed through the high here. We've already smashed through the high there. So, yeah, we're looking very, very bullish, really, with pound USD. And it's just about where is the area going to be where we do take that retracement. Right now, 1.33 is looking at the likely area, but we will see how we get there, how price reacts, and then I can make that decision. But I'm bullish for pound, but it's been too bullish, so I can't look for any trades at the moment, especially as a swing trader. Day trading, of course, I can understand that because you're trading for the moment. But with a swing, this is not the time to be getting into any buy swing positions after such a big move. And I can understand still looking for sales for pound USD because we've been so bullish. If price does get to 1.33 and see some nice rejection, it could be some nice sells following suit. So my outlook for pound is still bullish. I do think we can see another push higher. I think dollar is still likely to keep falling. So that will help drive pound USD high. If you're looking for the sales, 1.33, that's kind of the area I would keep an eye out for. If you're looking for buys, then let's wait for a bigger pullback. 1.315 looks good. 1.305 looks good. Let's just see what pound USD has in store. But my outlook is still very much up to the upside. In terms of US 30, again, this one has hit its all-time high again. So it's difficult to see what to do next because I don't want to buy it. I don't want to sell it either because I do think price is likely going to break through something like that. So I don't want to sell it because the market is still too bullish for me. I don't want to buy it either because now is not the right time to buy as we smash into the swing high. If you are looking to sell, it does make sense because of that resistance and such a big level. But again, it's probably retracement. It's probably a reaction trade. It's probably just a day trade for price to then potentially break later on. So be careful with the shorts for US 30 because I can understand a lot of people will be looking at shorting the Dow Jones at the moment because of where we're trading. But I think the bigger move is still likely to be to the upside. So I think a nice opportunity would be a retest of the level here at 41,383. That could be a nice opportunity. I think even a retest of this area could be a nice opportunity for us to get back there. This is if you're on the long side of things. If you're shorting, we're at a nice area for a short, but again, trying to take your profit quickly, manage to trade accordingly because the money is still with the buyers at the moment. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with US 30. We'll go through dollar CHF, dollar CAD, Euro entity. Okay, 4-hour time frame. Nice. So yeah, I like the pound CAD opportunity. It's just because it's counter trend, counter momentum. I want to be a bit more aggressive for my trade management. What's up? The Para, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing good. Just sent some sales on CAD CGF an hour ago. Can you look? Of course, we'll take a look. Nathan, good morning. NZUSD, we'll take a look, no problem. Daniel, entries on the 8 hours, my new favorite thing. Okay, that is interesting. Entries on the 8 hour. Yeah, I've never really looked at enter on the 8 hour before. I mean, I've looked at the time frame multiple times, but never used it for any entries. Again, my kind of mindset with entries is that any time frame can be a good time frame for entries. You just have to use it appropriately. The 1 minute could be good for entries. The 5 minute could be for entries. The daily could be good for entries. Even the weekly chart could be good for entries. It's just depending on the move you're looking for and in what context. And then any time frame can become very useful. Some can be a bit more useful than others depending on the move you're looking for as well. So that is true, but I think any time frame could be a good time frame to enter on. Just depends what the trader is looking for. But yeah, I don't really like looking at the lower time frames. Though it's a little bit too fast paced for me. Anything below the 15, it's kind of like too fast paced for me. But you know, I'm not ignorant to see that low time frames can be great for execution as well. Okay, so let's go through dollar CAD, dollar CHF. So dollar CAD's been exceptionally bearish, big moves to the downside on Friday. We kind of just slowly rolled over. Looks like we're about to come into my level for this week, which is at 1.344. So with dollar CAD breaking that area on Friday, the plan was just to wait for a pullback to retest that area and then look for entries to take USD CAD to the downside. It's been such a big break, such a good level, prior resistance over here, support there. It's a clear level, you can't miss it. So if you were to come back and retest it, that would be fantastic. Find some entries, take dollar CAD to the downside. Unfortunately, it just looks like dollar CAD is just too bearish. And dollar still being bearish is not helping that situation. So again, dollar CAD, the opportunity I'm after is still this. But again, it's a waiting game. It's an if but maybe situation. Will we get that pullback? Will it be that far? Will it come to test that level? I don't know. All I can say is if it does pull back that to that extent and comes and tests that level, I will 100% be interested to short upon some confirmation. So that's my game. That's my setup with dollar CAD. At the moment, we're still steadily falling. I think there's still a long way to go for dollar CAD as well, because of the higher time frames. You can see the weekly chart came back into the weekly, the high of the weekly range, rejected that very, very well a few weeks ago with this bearish engulfing candle. And ever since that happened, I've talked about a potential move back to the lower end of the range. And these are kind of my checkpoints along the way. You smash through that one, this will be the next one, minor one over there, and then after that I'll be speaking about the low of the range. So dollar CAD, there's a lot of downside potential. All we've been doing since October 2022 is just range up and down, up and down. And after another successful rejection, I'm just expecting price to repeat itself and move back down to the low of the range. So dollar CAD in my book, there's a lot of downside to be had. Now it's just whether you can find those opportunities to take advantage of that. As I said, this would be a really nice place for a retest should we get there on this level here. But I don't know. Price is just very bearish. It might keep falling. And I have to stay on my toes because we might not get that retest. But in terms of direction, more downside. Targets for this week was 1.344. Probably going to hit that pretty soon. If for some reason we do see that big pullback, great. I'll look for some entries up here. If not, it might be a situation where I've missed the boat. But yeah, the bias is definitely bearish and similar to dollar CHF, although I haven't been as interested in this one as dollar CAD. But again, this one we're looking at push back into daily support, which is this low here. We're very, very close. So I do expect us to kind of just slowly push to the downside. If you're looking intraday for dollar CHF, I feel like there's a nice trade if we're going to retrace, because all we're doing right now is just consolidate. So if dollar CHF It wants to have a bit of retracement on the lower time frames. So I'm talking about 30-minute, 50-minute entries. This could be a really nice intraday trade if we're to push higher and then catch a short like that. This could be a nice opportunity because the market has been very consistent with these lower highs on the hour. So if we're to push back, this could be a nice trade. So there'll be a lot of early buyers and sellers battling out in here. You kind of staying away from that noise. If price does break higher, it'll take out your early sellers, find a nice opportunity on a retest, look for the next lower high, and then Bob's your uncle. You're looking for a continuation to the downside. At least back into the swing low here. So in my book, dollar CHF is like keep falling. USD still really weak. Of course, that's going to be helping dollar CHF fall to the downside. I'm not seeing a nice swing opportunity in the 4 hour. I was talking about a retest of this low here last week, but since then we've really broken through and we haven't come close to a retest. So I think if you're looking at dollar CHF, intraday is kind of the best way to go. If you're looking at shorts, if you're looking at buys for dollar CHF, then of course, as we approach the low here, buys make sense. How far we go, I'm not too sure. We had a pretty big bounce, so there's a lot of potential in it. At the same time, if dollar keeps its weakness up, we could actually break through. But naturally, this is a smarter place for a buy. Could see a lot of profit taking at that area there too. So my outlook for dollar CHF is more downside, at least for the next couple of days, I would expect. And then maybe a bit of a bounce as we approach that low around 0.84. You said you're looking to buy around 0.845. I can get behind that because you're looking to buy off that low, but I do think we'll break through. We might see a bounce, but I do think we'll break through. So if you do take a buy, I think it's more of a reaction rather than the price is going to suddenly reverse. Whereas if you get to 0.84, there's a big opportunity for a big reversal there. So you might be a bit more, you might be in a better situation to try and catch a reversal longs from 0.84 rather than 0.85. But that's kind of what I'm expecting for dollar CHF. Okay, where was I? We'll go through Euro NZD next as well. And I'll take a look at NZUSD, CAD CHF 2. What is up, Robin? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. I appreciate this, Robin. Beautiful message there. If you guys are enjoying the content, finding it useful, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And of course, make sure you do hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. I do appreciate everyone who has showed some love on the streams. Yeah, you asked us yesterday, Robin, didn't you? You will be able to. You'll be able to. As long as you're copying from your own account, you'll be able to copy. You'll be able to copy trades. Blessing Euro USD. We will take a look. Let me just go for Euro NZD first. So yeah, Euro NZD I still like this one a lot. I'm kind of hoping we don't fall without me because we were looking a little bit bearish. We still kind of are. So yeah, I like this one a lot. This was on the weekly analysis for the past couple of weeks as the bonus pair. Really nice head and shoulder pattern here. So the left shoulder there, the head and the right shoulder, breaking through the neckline, breaking through structure. Again, we've had a massive rejection. I go to the weekly chart. Massive rejection as we came back into that high. So I am looking for a lot of downside now for Euro NZD. And I like the fact that we had such an impulsive swing. Now the market is looking like it's just going to raise that price action on the way down. So I'm looking for us to come back into 1.77, 1.76, and eventually 1.74 for Euro NZD. I think there's a lot of downside for this one. And yeah, I'm looking to try and catch that next lower high if the market will be so kind. Something like that. And then take the shorts. Is what I'm after for Euro NZD for the next lower high. And of course, really nice level of support there. We flipped the resistance. We haven't had the retest yet. As you can see, it was acting as resistance very well not too long ago. So Yeah, my outlook for UNSD is very bearish. I do think there's a lot of downside potential on this, PALNSD as well. They both look pretty good, but UNSD is a bit more developed, so that's where my attention lies right now. But this is where I do see price heading next, 1.77. We're looking pretty bearish at the moment. You can see the rejection there, so I don't know, maybe price just keeps falling. Hopefully not. Hopefully we do have a bigger pullback at some stage, because that's where I want to place my entries. But in terms of the bias, I do think we're likely to keep falling. So if you're looking in the short side of things, you're probably in a good place. And pound is not quite there. Looks like euro is a lot weaker than pounds. And yeah, of course, euro pound's been falling. Okay, so I'll go through CAD Swiss, then I'll take a look at NZD as well, and we'll take a look at euro. So yeah, with CAD CHF, we haven't seen much movement from this week. Last week we had a bit of a drop. Last week Tuesday actually, and since Tuesday we've been pretty flat. But I do think price is likely to keep falling. The only thing in terms of entries is just a bit awkward. You said you found an entry about an hour ago, shorting, looking if you can swing it. So I can see the swing you're after is probably a swing, back to the lower end, back to the swing low. That's kind of what I would assume you're looking for. You're looking for a swing trade. Again, it's a similar situation with the other pairs I've talked about with the yen, the downside moves. The swing potential is there, but I would put emphasis on trade management, because I think in the future, I think yen can still probably be pretty weak. I think USD will keep its weakness up, and I think CHF might find some weakness too, which could take these pairs to the upside. So I'd watch out for that. But in terms of just looking at the technicals, it does make a lot of sense. Push, pull back, push, looking for another pullback, another push. So the technicals are there. The higher time frames are there, all favoring your direction. The one thing I don't like though is just the entries. Preferably when I'm looking to catch my swing trades, I want to be trying to catch the swings at the high and put my stop loss above the high. So putting my stop loss above here is not a bad place because we respected it a few times, but it does leave you open to price pushing up just to push down, which is not the end of the world. If you do get stopped out, it's just a losing trade. You can always look for re-entries, and if you do catch the swing in the end, you expect the risk reward to make up for that, multiple times over. So that's perfectly fine as well. So yeah, it's just a bit awkward in terms of the price action. I like the fact that we come back into resistance, rejected it well. Not a bad place to put your stop loss above, but there is room to the upside. So should we move higher, I think don't be discouraged. The swing opportunity is still there. We're respecting this low pretty well. Really nice support. Flips the resistance. If you can hold that, downside does look good. I think what I would say is if you're shorting from this current area here, I think from a day trading perspective, it makes a lot of sense back to the low, because this is just the range here. We've been ranging here for about a week. So if you do see a push and price does get back to the low, I think this could be a solid place to lock in some gains, maybe manage your trade. And then you can leave some positions to run to see if we are going to have that bigger swing you're after, which again, I would expect it to be at that low, because that's a long way to go. You're looking about almost 200 pips for CAD CHF. That's a pretty big move. Of course, in another currency pair like pound yen, that might not be such a big move. But for CAD CHF, that's a pretty big move. So yeah, what I would say is keep an eye on this support, this low down here. Price has showed a lot of respect to that area. I think it's a smart place to lock in some gains, and then leave the positions to run to see if you can get it to the low there, because we well could see price push into the low and use that to your disadvantage. So securing some gains there makes a lot of sense to me. But otherwise, I do agree with your bias. Okay, so Euro entity, we'll take a look. Where was we? Okay, so we'll go for entity USD. We'll take a look at Euro USD as well. Robin, looking for a general prop firm if you can promote. Yeah, we will be doing a lot of promotions. Do not worry about that, Robin, at all. We started some early promotions for the website, but we will be building up a lot more promotion across social media platforms. Hey, what's up, Casperia? Welcome to the stream. Hope you are doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. I am doing well. Thoughts on GU and pound CHF. Okay, let me go through a couple of these pairs first. We'll take a look. So yeah, for entity USD, Nathan, let me know what you're looking to do with entity USD. I'm a little bit on the not really fence because it does look like price is trying to shift bullish. USD's been so weak. We've seen Euro fly, pound fly, and the USD fly as well. It's just that when I do expand to the higher time frames, the weekly, the monthly, just a very awkward pair. Very awkward pair. But in my book, it does look like price has found a bit of a bottom here and looks like it's trying to get its next push back into the high over here around 0.635. So that's kind of where I'm expecting price to push into. Really strong weekly candle closure last week. Really strong closure. You can see previously here, all we had was a lot of wicks there, and now price is giving us a really strong candle closure. So I do think from a momentum perspective, price is likely going to keep pushing up higher anyway. And this is the next big level. So that's what I do think we'll push into 0.635. So if you're looking to trade NZUSD from a bullish standpoint, I think there's still a lot of room to the upside, and all you're looking to do is trying to find a nice place for an entry, where you can maybe, it depends what you're looking for. If you're looking for a day trade, you're looking for a day trade. If you're looking for a swing trade, kind of want to see a bit of a pullback at some stage. I think maybe a break and retest of this current level resistance could give you that. Looks like we're kind of doing one now, but not quite sold on that. With a bigger break and a retest, that would be nice. That could be a nice trade there, or even potentially a retest there as well. Even a retest of the high would be bad. But yeah, I think from a bullish perspective, there's so much upside there for NZUSD back to 0.635, at least 0.63. If you're looking for opportunities, I think a retest of the high looks good, or a retest of this area looks good as well. And I think entries around this area makes a lot of sense too. So with NZUSD, I would say if you're looking to buy, I think you've got a lot of room to work with. Because yes, we're kind of trading at resistance right now, but should we break through that, I feel like price is going to make its move back to 0.635 pretty quickly. And especially if DXY keeps falling and we go and hit 99.6, I think, that would really help NZUSD push higher. So yeah, in my book, NZUSD likely going to see more upside. 0.635 is the next big level I'm expecting price to hit. And yeah, if you can get a retest of this level here or any one of these highs in the 4 hour, I feel like those are really nice places to look for entries. So yeah, I'm enjoying price action here for NZUSD much more now, because the price action leading up to all of this was very noisy for me. Okay, so you're looking to buy. Yeah, I'm on the same page as you. On the same page. I think some break and retest. I think there's a good chance depending how bearish and how bullish NZD is, I feel like we could maybe even get to 0.635 this week. Okay, so we'll go through Euro next. We'll take a look at pound USD, pound CHF. What's up, Lorda? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're well. Miku should co-stream so that when you're not available, the show can still continues. That's a good idea. That is still a good idea. I mean, as I do set up the prop for motivating traders, I probably will be getting other YouTubers to collab with. So hopefully I can find opportunities there with that. But it's a good shout, to be fair. That's a very good shout. I think Nick does that, to be honest. So definitely something I should look into. But yeah, wasn't available to stream Thursday, Friday, unfortunately, last week. But we are back. We are back. Nice view. Yeah, we're doing some preparations for a new office for elevating traders. So that is being organized, put together. A few moving parts, but hopefully should be organized soon. Okay, so let me go through euro dollar. So euro USD, as I've said for this one, still pretty bullish, still expecting price to push into 1.125, which is the high over here. That's what I'm looking for euro USD to make its move towards. All I'm trying to do is find an entry to trade that range, to trade that move. It's been difficult with euro. I've been looking for a lot of break and retest, which have been very almost happening. Never got the retest of these areas there, unfortunately. So missed out on that moves. I mean, I have been busy over the past few weeks, so it's not like I've been at the charts like I normally am. But even if I was, we didn't get the retest, which I was looking for anyway. So unfortunately missed on some moves there, but if euro was to have a bigger pullback, that would be great. 1.11 is a really big level on the daily chart. Should we get a retest of, I would be interested. The idea for euro is just to keep this momentum up, keep pushing up high, and I would expect to try and catch that next swing low. Whip out the old Fibonacci from the high to the low. We've got the 50% coming in that region, which is great. From an intraday perspective, if that's what you're looking for, I feel like this is also a nice place for a buy. See, Price is doing a really good job at holding on to this, but I wouldn't try and be too optimistic with this trade. I feel like if we can get a push back to the high, that's a really good move intraday. I think anything else is a bonus. So that's kind of where you want to lock in your gains. Maybe remove risk, put stop loss to break even, and then if we keep pushing, great. You can leave some positions to run to see if we keep pushing and go and tag that higher time frame level of resistance. But yeah, for me, I'm kind of hoping for a bigger pullback for euro. Same thing for pound. Had such big moves over the past week, and the market's quite stretched. So I want to see the market take a bit of a breather. I mean, USD is still trading at a big level of support, so I think a bounce is still on the cards. As we can see, support there, third time. Could be seeing that act as a fourth. So the upside potential is there for USD. Not only are we very bearish, very stretched, very oversold, there's a big level that could facilitate a move higher. So if that does happen, then I'll hopefully see the necessary pullbacks I'm looking for on euro dollar, on pound USD as well. But again, as I keep saying, we'll just have to wait and see, because every time I do map out a setup, it's always theoretical. If price does this, I'll do that. If it does this, I'll do that. If it does this, I'll probably not do anything. And yeah, sometimes price doesn't do either of the options I said, and those times I just have to sit on my hands. And sometimes it almost does what it says, and again, you just have to sit in your hands. And then when it does do what I say, then I make sure I'm there to take the trade. And manage the trade accordingly. But otherwise, it's a waiting game for pound, because at the moment, price is still having fun, still pushing up higher. And who knows, maybe for the rest of the day, rest of the week even, we might just still keep pushing higher. Okay, so I'll go through GU and pound CHF as well. Gold, I haven't actually looked at gold yet. I will take a look at gold, Brian. Let me just go through pound CHF. So yeah, with pound CHF, this one I think is still a nice area for a short. Had a really big move to the downside not too long ago, and since then we had a pretty quick recovery. I do think this is still a solid place for a short. As you can see, price ring low, price has since broke through that, and now of course this is going to be acting as resistance. So it's still a smart place for a short. We could see a move like that. I'm a little bit on the fence if we're going to see such a big move, mainly because I think longer term CHF, USD, and yen will be weak. So I think we probably can see a move like that, but I think the bigger moves to the upside, similar with the yen pairs, I do think we can see some downside, but the bigger move may still be up. The bigger move may still be up because it doesn't look like the indices are turning around. So with CHF, with pound CHF, in terms of the technicals, we're at a really nice level for a short. There is that possibility for a really nice swing and just continue the trend. I think it'll be a bit optimistic to look for such a big move, but I think a trade back down to this area, let's say on the hourly chart, I think that's a pretty realistic move and a move that is worth trading really, because where we are trading at now, such a big level of resistance, we respected it a few times, and since that's where we last found support, we could easily see price make that same move again, and maybe this area here could be a nice place to lock in some gains if you want to. I mean, we're not quite trading there yet, but we're not far away. So yeah, for pound CHF, I like downside in this one. As I said, I don't think we'll see a full swing back to the low, and I think that's the same situation with the yen pairs as well. Possibility is there, and that's the beauty of trading stocks, which is the method I'm using at the moment. If it does decide it wants to completely fall off the face of the earth and melt back to that low, great, I'll be trading stop loss behind it. If it doesn't, then it's not the worst in the world, because whatever gains I've locked in, small or big, that's where I'll be taken out of. So as long as I catch a good entry and price does push my direction, I can either be walking away for break even, a small win, or a big win, or a medium win for that matter. But with targets can work just as well, but I would say you just want to have multiple. You don't want to be a one-trick pony and just have one target down here, because for you to make a profit, the market has to get there. Any other situation, any other scenario, you don't make a profit. It's not very I don't know what the right word is. Pragmatic, I think that's the right word. Certainly as a retail trader, you're looking to make money, especially if you're trading a personal account as well. You don't want to be floating large profits and see that disappear, because it could really kind of hurt your equity curve for the long term. You still could be profitable, of course, but it might mean you're kind of doing the break-even dance, or even losing money for a period of time before you eventually make money. And when you're a retail trader, you kind of want to make money a bit more regularly, even if it's smaller. Okay, so we'll take a look at gold next. So yeah, with gold, it's been interesting with gold, I must say, because it does look like we're rejecting the high at the moment. I'm still very bullish on gold, so that's very, 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 very still much my bias for gold. Still very bullish on it. Really nice, beautiful rejection last week, and I'm kind of hoping we can do something of that nature again. I mean, the fact that we're rejecting the high does open up that possibility for another move lower. So I'm liking that possibility. And if it does set up again, I will be looking for the opportunity to trade it. If not, then of course looking for the retest of the high. That would be the next best bet. I'm starting to like this high a little bit more now, because we respected it twice. So prices come back and reaffirm that level of resistance. So if it were later to go and break through it, there's a good chance it can act as support, and then we can use that to our advantage. But yeah, gold for me is still very bullish. Again, as I keep mentioning, higher time frame still very bullish. Monthly chart, weekly chart, daily chart, all showing upside, all showing bullish momentum. So as a swing trader, I don't really want to go against that. And if I do, it's not going to be for too long. The bias is where where the bigger moves have been at for a while now. So I want to keep looking at taking advantage of those possibilities. In terms of levels, I've marked out a couple: 2550, 2600. These are areas where the market can get to. There's some psychological levels which could be attractive to price, attractive to the market. Again, at all-time highs, there's not a lot of price action to work with, so I'm relying on these psych levels to give me some information. But yeah, above the high here, 2550 will be the next kind of big one, and then 2600 will be the next big one after that. I mean, the next big one will be 3K, but that's very, very far away. So probably not going to be discussing 3K for a while. But maybe 3K is where our next big stop will be. But yeah, for gold, very, very bullish on. So in terms of what I see, more upside. Yes, we're rejecting that level. Like I said, I'm not really interested in shorts. If it's going to break through, great. This is what I would look for next. If not, let's come back down, retest the low, and hopefully you can find some buys like that. So yeah, very bullish on gold, bullish on silver as well. Silver didn't quite do what I wanted to do, which is break the high and look for the retest. So unfortunately, silver's taken its time, and I don't know, maybe silver does roll back over. But again, what I'm looking for silver is a big break of the high, a pullback, and then some continuation. That would be absolutely great if silver can do something like that. And then I'll be looking at a push back to the high there at 32.253, and maybe beyond that as well. So silver and gold, I'm expecting a lot more upside between both of them. I'm actually kind of liking silver a little bit more because, as I said yesterday, silver's got a lot of upside potential. Gold's already at all-time highs. Silver's nowhere near that. So for me, silver's got a lot of work to do to catch up, meaning that the buys long-term look good here. So silver, I'm really interested in. Hopefully something can set up there in the next few days. Gold, I'm still keeping an eye out. Still like the buys. But I think silver's got a lot more potential. So we'll be keeping an eye a little bit more. Keep my eyes a little bit more on silver. Lauda, take a look at EJ. I'm looking for a buy at 161.432. Okay. Let's see what's going on with Euro yen. So you're looking for a buy from 161.432. Okay, so what time frame are you looking to take the buy on? It's around there-ish. I mean, that's 445, but pretty much in the area. So yeah, let me know which time frame you're working on, Lauda. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of Euro yen, I must say, in this area. Buys or sells really because of its nature. It's been very, very sideways, very, very up and down. So it's difficult to plot a good setup here. And what I mean by a good setup is a good place for a stop loss, because anywhere in there, I feel like there's a good chance you can get stopped out just by random fluctuation and still see price moving in your desired direction or expected direction. And that's for the sells and for the buys. So Euro yen, I'm not a big fan of the pair. If we were to push high, I would be looking at sells up here because I know I can get a nice stop loss above the high there, and at least I'm up high out of noise, so the shorts look good. But inside here, I'm not a big fan really. I'm not a big fan for the buys or the sells. Okay, looking to see how the 1 hour closes. Okay, so you're looking for buys on the hourly. So it's not a bad area because I can see why you're looking to long from it. The market has been creating these higher highs and higher lows. Maybe we're coming back to retest an area there to see some more upside. So I can see why. And again, at the end of the day, every trade is based on probability. So, some trades you're kind of a bit skeptical of, but they play out. Some trades you're really, really confident on, but they fail. So it really is probabilities, and you don't really want to try and to force anything, especially in my situation. where if I don't really like a trade, I don't want to talk a trader out of the trade because there's no point in that. It's all probabilities game. You want to take those trades. You want to flip the coin. Um, you want to flip the coin as many times as possible. So if it's a setup that you like, fits your plan well, go for it. But the only reason why I don't like the trade is because of how we've been moving. If the market was pushing up a little bit more smoother and we had a bit more of a flow to it, then I think buys intraday look good. But because we've been so flat, I feel like stop loss is not really in a safe place. So yeah, that's what I don't like about the euro yen position. I feel like there is upside back to resistance here though. And I don't know what your target will be for the trade or what your plan is for the trade, because I feel like a move back to there could be quite probable. But I think the buys are quite difficult. And okay, we'll take a look at pound NZD. No problem, Lord. I'm happy to help. So yeah, with pound NZD, I do like it, but it's just a little bit slow, especially compared to euro NZD, which is pretty much its counterpart. And I'm looking for pretty much the same move on both of them on the higher time frames. If I quickly go through UNZD on the weekly chart, we approached the massive high over here, that wick high, big rejection through that. I'm expecting to see a big move down. Pound NZD, something similar. Come back into the wick high, nice rejection. I do think we can see a lot of downside from that area. So longer term, I think pound NZD and UNZD are going to be falling. So my kind of idea is to be looking to take trades in that direction. And what I've been looking for pound NZD is a break and a retest of that low, and then some shorts on the flip side of it. So because of that, we're kind of slow. We've just been sideways. The market is still keeping up with the lower highs, which is why I still do like it. High over there, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower. Well, anticipating it to be a lower high, but not confirmed yet. But we're still keeping that up. So if you can maintain that, get the break of the low, get the retest, I think that could be a really nice trade there. So I do like what I'm seeing there for pound NZD. But UNZD just fast forward. We create these lower highs already. We've broken through support. That's now acting as resistance. Hopefully we can find a retest and get some shorts in. So my focus is a bit more on UNZD, and it's a bit more clean as well. A bit more space to work with too. So I like what I'm seeing with UNZD. But pound NZD, will probably make the same move as well. So it's not a bad opportunity. But yeah, very bearish on both. Philip, if your platform can include crypto as a buying or receiving method, yes, that definitely will be an option, especially in these times. But yeah, buying, receiving, crypto will definitely be an option. Hopefully, you can do multiple types of different crypto as well. But yeah, we will be looking at accepting crypto payments and of course receiving in crypto as well. That definitely will be an option. What type of challenge styles do you guys like? Do you like a 1-step, 2-step, 3-step? What are people's preferences? Because there's pros and cons with all types, and I suppose it kind of depends on the type of trader you are and I don't know, maybe your psychology with it, because some people prefer the 1-step because you just hit that first target and you're done. But there's more room to work with in other challenge sizes. So I just want to gauge what people's preferences are. What's up, Holy One of Israel? Welcome to the stream. Afternoon. Hope you're well. Multiple there are people who don't have patience for the 2-step. Yeah, I think that's kind of the idea of the 1-step is, I can't be asked to pass a challenge and then have to take another one. So the idea of the 1-step is that you're just done and then you can move on to the live account. So I think maybe psychologically it might feel a little bit easier, but then there's more room to work with the two-step in terms of the drawdown limits. So I don't know. It depends. It depends on the trader. I feel like, but at the end of the day, each challenge is supposed to be, as testing as all of them. The rules are slightly different on some, and the conditions are slightly different. But the idea is that they all are testing as each other, maybe in slightly different ways. But I think maybe I can see the reason why people like the one step. Yeah, that's usually the case. That's usually the case, Brian. That's usually the case. Two step has been the model that has been tested through time. It's just more recently we've seen the one step and the three step come to light. But yeah, the two step will be more favorable because there's more room on the drawdown to work with. But I can see why people don't like having to pass a challenge and then pass another one. They have the patience for two steps hard enough to complete the step one. So yeah, that would make sense. But again, with the step one, there's less drawdown to work with as well. But I think psychologically, I can see why, because it's just okay. If I get to the target, I'm done. Whereas with the two step, you feel like okay, I have to get to this target and then I have to do it all again. Even though the profit target is less on the two step, um, in terms of the second phase. But yeah, I mean, depends on the trader. Depends on the trader. The reason why, for my prop from anyway, we can have varieties because we understand that people will have different preferences. But I feel like the most important thing is focus on the long term because we're looking for traders who want to partner up and still be with us. 6 months, a year, 2 years, even longer from then on. So always kind of take into account what the rules are when you do pass the challenge. Because I feel like a lot of people just focus on the challenge side of things and just, okay, what's the best condition for the challenge? But they're not aware about, once they're actually funded, what the rules are then. So definitely weigh up the pros and cons. And of course, what your situation is as a trader. Some people might want that more drawdown, some people don't mind. Drawdown is very important. Two steps all the way. Yeah, exactly. Some people like the one step there, but the two step will offer you more drawdown, which I think, in my eyes, anyway, is important because at some stage you will go through some drawdown, and I think you'll be thankful for the bigger drawdown. For how long can someone start to make some money in the game? Good question. You're talking about trading in general. Okay, no problem, William. Have a good one, my man. We'll catch you tomorrow. Again, that's not really a question which has a definitive answer. I feel like for people it's very different. Some people, and again, to make money is also a interesting question because effectively you can make money today. Just take a winning trade and you've made money. But then, what is your goal? Is your goal to make trading a full-time job or a part-time job? Are you looking to make income on the side? You're looking for increase your capital from a yearly point of view. What is your goal? Because that will define the targets you're looking for. Because like I said, effectively you can make money today, but if you're looking for consistency and looking for trading as a profession, then I would say give yourself at least a couple of years, but could be more than that before you find consistency and you find confidence to really trade off your own back. So yeah, that's kind of the horizon I would say, at least to set yourself. But then again, you want to be flexible because some people might do it a little bit quicker, some people might take a little bit longer. But yeah, I would say that's a good kind of framework to look at. But I think the more time you give yourself, the better, really, because I don't know, people start to rush things. Lauder, yes, I will take a look at US 30. Still long, okay. I can't remember where you found your entry, but we'll take a look at US 30. Hey, appreciate that, William. Don't forget to like and subscribe, people. It's free. I do appreciate that. If you guys are joining the channel, finding it useful, informative, educational, having a good time, please show some love. All of that is much appreciated. Drop a like, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And of course, make sure you do hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. Appreciate everyone who has liked and subscribed so far. Does really help out. Okay, so we'll go take a look at US 30. I'm going to go take a look at New Zealand yen, see how that's cooking as well. Where is US 30? Okay, so yeah, as I said, with US 30, we just hit the high. I'm still very bullish on it. Laura, you said you're still long. You have a target for that US 30 trade? I suppose you probably don't. I suppose you're probably just trading stops and seeing how far you can take it, because we have now hit the all-time high or the previous swing high. So there isn't really anywhere to target above that unless you're looking at a psychological level. So you're probably just trading stops and seeing how far you can take it, which is probably the best play to make, really, because we are still really bullish on the higher time frames. A lot of momentum to the upside. You could still easily see another bullish week pushing us higher. So I feel like trading stops gives you that opportunity to really take advantage of a big move, should it happen there for US 30. But yeah, in my book, I think upside is more likely. Yes, we're hitting a big level of resistance. We probably will see some downside from this, but I feel like the bigger move is still higher. I'm still expecting S&P to break higher. I'm still expecting NAS to catch up and get back to the high there. So I think we'll see indices continue to push higher, most likely. I know US 30 is back at the high, so we might see a bearish reaction here, but I think the bigger move is still to the upside. But then again, from a trading perspective, it's probably smart to maybe lock in some gains at the high here, just in case we do reverse, because we did have a pretty big sell-off here. Who's to say we can't sell off there again? That very much could be the case. The market might want to put a big double top in. We did one over there really big. As you can see, price came back to the high. Big reaction, a big move down. We could see price do that same move again. So I would suggest maybe looking to manage that trade a little bit at the high, secure some partials maybe, just in case we do take a dive. But like I said, I do think we'll break higher anyway. But from a trading perspective, it's not a bad move to secure some gains. Oh, okay, not in trade, but under good conditions. I booked around 14. Oh, okay, 14, 41. Okay, so yeah, 41K. Yeah, that's coming into that area there, so that's not a bad place at all. So yeah, I think if you're looking for a trade, I think that's not a bad opportunity there. The only thing with this one, you still got the level just above you. You have to be careful of that. The breaking test of the high looks good as well. Just have to wait for the break, of course. But either which way, I think NAS has still got some upside left. It's still got some upside left, but yeah, I do think we can still see a lot of upside there for US 30. Although I would much prefer US 500 or US 100, just because these guys haven't hit their highs yet. So NAS still has a pretty big reason to head higher. S&P still got another big reason to head higher. There's going to be a lot of liquidity above the high there, so they'll be attracted to that. US 30's already done it, so even though the market's still bullish, you probably will be seeing some profit taking now and some sellers stepping into the market, whereas S&P, sure, maybe you're seeing a bit of profit taking, but you can imagine a lot of people will be looking at that high. So I feel like buyers are still holding onto their positions. NAS, you definitely got that in place. Buyers looking to target that high, they're still very much holding onto their positions, and sellers probably not looking to step in just yet. So I feel like NAS still got a lot more upside. S&P still does as well. US 30 likewise as well. But yeah, I think you might find some good buys on those indices there too. How is UK 100 doing? I haven't had a look in this one in a while. Okay, so we did break high. We didn't get that bigger pullback I was looking for, but looks like we're just going to break higher anyway. There was a big level of resistance there that I said we might push down, find some support, and then push up. But yeah, the market still looks pretty bullish. So for the UK 100, I think we're going to get back to this high at some point and probably break through. So again, I do expect upside here. Again, all the major indices I've looked at, UK 100, I think that's going to push higher. US indices, I think that's going to push higher. The Japanese index, that's going to push higher. The DAX. That looks like it's going to push higher too. So yeah, I'm very bullish on the indices across the board, which should mean weak USD, weak yen, maybe a weak Swiss as well. So if that's the case, then you're going to see the yen pairs probably push up longer term. Your dollar pairs keep pushing up longer term as well, maybe Swiss pairs as well. But yeah, indices in my book all look pretty bullish, and I would expect all of them to get back to their swing highs. So UK 100, expecting a push there. That might mean some pound strength there as well. We'll have to see. In terms of the DAX, yeah, that one keeps pushing up high. I mean, this one's coming to resistance, so maybe it's time for a bit of a breather as we approach the high there. But again, longer term, that's where do you think price is headed towards? Would be nice to get some pullbacks for this one, but we just keep pushing high. Yesterday, I said a retest of this area could be nice, but nope, the market's just too bullish to even get a retest of that high. I mean, I still would say that opportunity is still on. Should we come back down there again, looking for the same move back to now this high. But yeah, the DAX to me still looks really bullish. Is anyone else looking to trade the indices? Again, I don't trade the indices at the moment, but I am slowly looking to add US 30 to my radar. Looking to continue back testing it, and if everything goes well, I'll look to add it to the watch list. You know, I've always been trading FX pairs since the beginning of my trading journey. I added gold and silver probably about maybe 2.5, 3 years in. So yeah, now potentially looking to add some indices as well, because there are some FX pairs which I don't trade very much, like Aussie New Zealand dollar. Don't trade that very much. Euro pound, don't trade that very much. And I could look to substitute those two pairs out and bring some indices in. And the key thing I like about the indices is that the overall direction for them is clear on the higher time frames, which for me makes my job so much easier, because with the FX, the direction is a little bit more a bit more up in the air sometimes. Sometimes it's very clear, and of course, when it's clear, those are the moments which I want to be trading. But for example, Euro pound right now, what is Euro pound doing? But if I take a look at US 30, I just know it's a bullish market automatically. It doesn't mean, always going to be looking to take buys, but at least I know that the biggest swing likely is to the upside, so I can use that to my advantage. So I probably will try and switch a couple of pairs around, try and get US 30 involved. Not too sure what the second index might be. Maybe S&P, maybe NAS. I'll see. I have to finish testing US 30 first. Far from it. Yeah, I would agree. I think we can see some downside, but I do think the bigger move is still to the upside. So I don't think it will. I mean, it depends. It could go quite far in terms of the sell, but I still do think there's more room to the upside for the DAX. Maybe when we get back to the swing high, so maybe when we get back to this area, might see a bigger sell-off. But I think price is likely can get there in the first place. So in the meantime, I think the buyers will have a bit more joy, and then maybe we can see a bigger sell. Just as I talk about potentially removing Aussie New Zealand dollar to my watch list, from my watch list, Favors asking me to take a look at it. I will go through Aussie New Zealand dollar, but again, there's not much to report on the monthly, weekly, daily timeframes because they're just basically consolidating. Full hour, there might be a nice opportunity there short term, but high time frames again hasn't changed for a while now. You can see the monthly chart, a lot of consolidation there, not much to report on apart from we're still consolidating really. Dropping to the weekly chart, very much still the same fashion, another consolidation, not much to report on there apart from rejecting the high. Daily chart, bit of an uptrend here, but I wouldn't be sold on it because high time frames are sideways. I said yesterday there could be a nice little buy as we approach the low here, but again, I wouldn't get too excited because the market is still ranging, and it might just be short term, and then we might mess around. So I think for Aussie New Zealand dollar, there's no kind of clear direction from it. But what I can say is that you might find some success off a bounce off the low 1.086. Might see a nice bounce to the upside as price descends into that area. We're still very, very corrective. So that tells me there's a good chance we do push up higher. I'm just not too sure how far. But yeah, it's difficult to get a good read in the higher time frames under these conditions. Okay, wait, so it's now a whole for these 2 weeks. Have a monthly setup. Okay, nice. I mean, you did say yesterday, didn't you? You had a few pairs lining up for big swings, but they haven't quite formed yet. So I'm guessing DAX was one of them. Are you out of your UJ position? I think you said you were, weren't you? But yeah, it was a nice move to the downside on dollar yen. That dollar weakness really came through. How's New Zealand yen looking? Okay, a bit of a reaction. Hourly, not much at all. So New Zealand yen is in a nice place, but I need to see a bit more. I need to see a bit more from it if I'm going to get short. Pound yen, not much there. Actually, it's gained a bit of momentum, but nothing crazy. Aussie yen not quite there. How's dollar yen looking? Dollar yen's looking okay. Hourly not a bad close. That could be a nice short. But again, I think that all the yen pairs are kind of setting up together. If they're gonna go, they're gonna go together. So it's about picking the best one, not trying to short them all, because they'll probably all fail or all work. So no need to try and take each and every one. Okay, nice. Congrats. Beautiful trade. I have a couple good swing trades waiting to play. Nothing really yet. Okay, fair enough. Again, the waiting game. Um, yeah, likewise, to be honest, I've got a few setups I'm waiting for. Nothing quite ready yet. But the key thing is understanding what you're looking for. Really, that's where the work is done. Because waiting for a setup, you don't have to be Einstein to wait for a trade to form. But knowing exactly what you're looking for, knowing what to expect from your trading, expect from your strategy, expect from your edge, all comes down from working on your edge, testing that plan, and making sure you understand it very, very well. And that's where the work is done. That's where the understanding is done. Again, live trading, that's where you kind of get the impression that trading is easy, because all you're doing is taking a bunch of trades. You're only spending a couple hours or an hour a day trading, and then the rest of the day you can do whatever, which is true to an extent. But at the end of the day, you still got to keep tabs on the markets, because you don't know when a setup will form. If you're just kind of lounging around, you could easily miss trades, and that will affect your performance. And at the end of the day, if you look at the charts, you have to be on the ball, because if you make a mistake, that mistake's going to cost you money. It's going to damage your P&L. And three, you also have to know what you're looking for. To know what you're looking for, you have to put the time in to to perfect your edge, and that's where the work is done. And maintaining that as well. That's where the work is continuously done as well. It's not that okay, you've got an edge, you're just going to be here and out. You got to maintain that edge as well, because you don't want to get complacent. It's very easy to get complacent. I mean, the way I look at it is that there's a bunch of retail traders, a bunch of institutional traders, banks getting involved in the market, and if you want to make a profit, you kind of have to be smarter than the rest. Not smartest, but smarter than the rest. So if you're doing the right things, making the right decisions, you will see the fruits of your labor. But if you're complacent, overly confident, emotional, then you'll be punished for that. And I'm sure most of you, have experienced that. And it's probably necessary that you do experience that, so you know not to be any of those things in the future. Sometimes you do have to put your hand in the fire to realize you will get burnt, to not do it again. But other than that, trading is a good gig. It's a good gig. I mean, I very, very much enjoy it. I mean, some people say it's very boring. I can see why it'd be boring, but I find it quite interesting in the markets anyway. I think trading is really good, because I kind of view it as a sport anyway, because it's based on performance. Although I'm not really moving my body at all, but it's kind of got that sporting element to it, which I like, and I'm a very sporty person too, so it mixes well. But yeah, in my end, there's nothing much going on. I mean, as I said, I've been very, very busy the past few weeks, and I still will be busy the next few weeks. So I won't be trading as much as I normally will. So yeah, I'll probably be missing a bunch of trades, and yeah, missing a bunch of entries, which is to be expected. But it's not for the long term. It's just to make sure everything is set up with elevated traders, everything's running smoothly, and then when that's the case, then I can be a bit more frequent and a bit more active in my personal trading. But at the moment, it's just a necessary sacrifice to make sure everything is up and running. So we'll be a little bit busy. Might not see as much trade signals for me in the Telegram, but it's all for good reason. And make sure you are in the Telegram. If you're not already, check it out, and make sure you are in the Elevated Traders Discord channel that is linked at the top of the chat. you cannot miss it. We discount opportunities there. And of course, you can join in discussions with like-minded traders. I'm leaving the landing page in the chat. So anyone who wants to drop their email, make sure you check it out. Is that correct? Yes, it is. So yeah, check out that landing page. You can drop your email there. You'll be able to check out some discount opportunities, and you'll be posted with updates closer to launch. Trades my lifeline food out. Once I get the hang of this, I'll never go back to work. It's pointless. Eating 10% a day, £1 is £500 a week. Work is a waste of time. Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's why trading is so attractive. Really, there's no way around it. Like you said, even 10 pips a day at £1, you're making £500 a week, which isn't crazy money, but would you rather be trying to look for 10 pips a day, or working a job which you don't really like for someone else you probably don't even know, and may not even like either? So there's a massive pro trading. You can do things in your own accord, set your own hours. There's so much flexibility with it, so that trading is very attractive. Like I said, for me, the reason why I like trading so much isn't necessarily for the money. Of course, the sky's the limit. The better the trader you are, the more money you can make. So that's a great positive. But the flexibility and the fact that I can trade from pretty much anywhere in the world, as long as I got internet connection, for me, that's a huge positive. That very little other professions offer that. So that's what really sold me. The link to Telegram is in the description. In the description, let me just double check. Okay, it's not in the description. I thought it was. 1 second, let me add it. I mean, I'll post it in the chat, and then I'll add it to the description as well. Okay, so this is that's the Telegram link. Apologies, I thought it was in the description, but it's not. What is up, Antonio? Welcome to the stream. Hope you are well. I said I was unfriended for working in the youth centre, and it wasn't easy getting involved trading £200 in 3 days. With goodbye to social brother. Yeah, I mean, again, the flexibility, the ability to be your own boss is massive. And yeah, regardless of how much money it is, the fact that you have the possibility to do that off your own accord, and of course, give yourself a new skill set as well, and expose yourself to a whole new world of financial markets, which could lead to something big in the future. When I first started trading, I didn't know I'll be doing this, but here I am. So yeah, there's so much possibilities with it, and like you said, you could be working a job that you don't like, and you can make that same paycheck doing something else. Of course, you're not going to do that straight away. It's going to take some time, some dedication, but the possibility is there. Possibility is there. Okay, how is, not much there for New Zealand yen. We have to keep a close eye on it throughout the day. Oh, Euro USD is actually pushing down. How's DXY doing? So yeah, it was pretty bearish at the start of the stream, but it's lost that momentum. We're still dancing around in that daily level of support, so I wonder we're going to see a bit of a push up higher. We are due some dollar strength, to be honest. At least some retracement. Maybe we might see that this afternoon or this week anyway. But yeah, I like a few dollar pairs, dollar CAD, pound USD, euro. Neither really close to setting up for me, so it's a waiting game with those. UNSD still looks really good, but not quite at my area, so waiting game there. New Zealand's at my area for a short, so it's a waiting game with this one, but I might not be waiting long if things go well. Skill set for life, you can cut my limbs off, but I still have the knowledge in my head. That is very, very true. Very, very true. You've got to get some robotic arms or something, or you can just get someone else to place the trades for you. But yeah, as long as you still got your head, you're still in a good place. You're still in a good place to, yeah, I mean, that's actually, I didn't actually think of that, because if you lose both your arms, I mean, in the rare situation where that would happen, but if you do lose your arms, there's a lot of professions, a lot of work which you just won't be able to do well or at all, really. But trading, you can lose your legs, you can lose your arms, but again, as long as you're still thinking clearly, you can still trade. Of course, you probably need someone else to trade for you, to place the trades and whatever, but the edge is still there. Although you might be a bit traumatized losing both your legs and both your arms. Bit of a weird topic there, but you guys get the point. I mean, there's no news this week. Well, I say there's no news. There's no big news. There's only the Euro CPI. Let me just double check. So for me, I'm not really gonna look at the news calendar much this week. Yeah, Tuesday, nothing going on really. Wednesday, okay, we've got some Aussie CPI indicator that might move the market a little bit. But besides from that, Wednesday, nothing. Thursday, CPI Euro. No, CPI Germany, sorry. Thursday, we've got GDP for dollar. Okay, that might move the market a little bit. And Friday, retail sales for Aussie, CPI Euro, and that's it, really. So, I mean, again, it could move the market a little bit, but I'm not expecting much there. Not expecting much. No one wants to trade for you. You can just hit the mouse with your nose. So true. So true. There's a will, there is a way. Although I probably would say do not trade in the lower time frames though. If you're a scalper, you might find it a little bit difficult because you're going to have to be very fast paced with your nose, and there's room for mistakes there. There's room for mistakes. I think swing's a bit more the safer option to go if you're ever in that situation. I'm using the 4 hour for a sell gold. Okay. Yeah, touched on gold. I'm still very bullish on it. I can see why you're looking to sell because, of course, prices rejected the high pretty well. But in my book, I think there's still upside to go, especially fundamentally for gold. I think we can still see higher prices. I think if USD keeps falling, gold will probably keep rising as well. So I'm purely focused on the buys here. But yes, we have had a nice rejection at the high, seeing some downside there. Where's your target for the gold position? How far are you looking to take that? I mean, if you're targeting here, I think that's a pretty reasonable shout. That's why I'm looking to long. So I'm actually hoping we can do a move like that. But for me, the bigger move is still probably to the upside. So I'm expecting price to keep pushing. All right, no problem. Holy One of Israel. Have a good one, my man. See you tomorrow. But yeah, gold for me, I do think upside is the bigger move. Doesn't mean your shorts won't play out. It's just I'm expecting that to be more of a retracement, pullback before price does continue higher. So I think as we approach some major level of support, like 2480, if that's your target, I feel that's a really nice place to secure some gains and remove your risk. If price uses that support to go against you, still walk away with some profit. If price breaks through, you still got some positions to run. But yeah, sales and gold, not really what I'll be looking for, but I feel like because we rejected the high pretty well, there is that possibility we might push back to the low, which might be the move you're after. And then I'll be looking for some buys as we approach that level. And if you get a nice breaking test at that level, I'll be looking for some buys as well. So short-term sales and gold I can get behind, but for me, I'm still focused on the longs. Same thing with silver as well. Anyway, guys, we have come up to the end of the stream. If you guys have found it useful, please be sure to drop a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Make sure you do hit the bell so you don't miss out on any streams or uploads in the future. If you haven't done already, check out the Elevator Traders Discord channel, completely free to join. The link is at the top of the chat. It's pinned, you can't miss it. Make sure you check out the Telegram. I've dropped a link there as well, link in the description to that. But as always, I will be live again tomorrow, so I do hope to see each and every one of you there. Be there, be square. If I do get any setups, I'll let you know. I'm going to be very busy at the moment in time, so I'm not too sure if I'll be very active in the markets. But if I do get a trade, I'll post it in the Telegram. So check it out and join if you haven't already joined already. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great Tuesday, and I'll catch you all tomorrow.